The long-standing operating system wars between Microsoft and Apple are a quarter of a century old. Now both sides are all grown up, with Windows 10 for the PC and OS X El Capitan for the Mac, and the battle continues to rage on. Windows has suffered numerous setbacks over the years. Windows XP became a nuisance to Microsoft. It was kind of like the T800 in Terminator Genesis, old but not obsolete, even though Microsoft really wanted it to be. It hung around as a supported OS for 14 long years because Windows Vista simply failed on so many levels. It was too slow, largely incompatible with many legacy apps and Windows peripherals, and grossly unreliable. Windows 7 restored much lost credibility, but disappointingly Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 failed to continue that momentum. The loss of the Start menu and the omnipresence of the modern UI was controversial to say the least. It forced users to use Windows in a way they really didn't want to because it made no practical sense. The modern UI worked effectively only in tablet mode, not in desktop mode. Flash forward to Windows 10 and all is now forgiven, except perhaps the very credible concerns over privacy, but that's a topic for another video. Windows 10 brings back the Start menu, manages to more appropriately strike a better balance between the desktop and touchscreen environments, introduces a new web browser, it offers Xbox gaming support, improves multitasking, it's much faster, takes up less hard drive space, and it's free. Apple's macOS X operating system has had its share of solid updates over the past 10 years. Apple enjoyed significant Windows to Mac switching during the Windows Vista period. Many disgruntled users enjoyed the refreshing alternative the Mac offered, myself included. In addition, OS X was simply faster, offered better integration thanks to apps designed and built for the OS by Apple, like iLife for example, and proved more secure and stable. The Get a Mac ad campaign was enormously popular, and I can attest to the statement that everything just seemed to work with a Mac. There were no driver error messages, no annoying and nonsensical .dll problems or registry garbage to worry about, and above all, viruses were few and far between. OS X Leopard brought many major innovative features lacking in Windows, which Windows would later implement into Windows 7. Since then, OS X has been optimized significantly, and now El Capitan looks set to improve things that little bit further. However, with each passing major Mac OS release, the updates have felt more incremental and gradual, with mostly under-the-hood improvements and a few iOS-inspired UI enhancements implemented. El Capitan's major features include much faster app launching times and 40% more efficient system graphics rendering. There's a few GUI updates, extra Spotlight search capabilities, slight mission control and multitasking modifications, a Windows-inspired split view feature, a few Mail and Safari changes, and a new transit view in Maps. In other words, nothing that's going to radically improve your daily computer using experience. At this point, I think Windows 10 has surpassed OS X because the former has brought so many more killer features to the table. Just look at Xbox gaming integration, for example. This further accentuates the already massive gulf in gaming potential between the two systems. Windows 10 even provides universal apps across all devices and an easy means by which developers can port iOS and Android apps to it. But perhaps the most striking difference between where the Mac and PC is at right now is in the very different UI interpretations Microsoft and Apple have pursued. Windows is a one-size-fits-all OS designed to work on phone, tablet, laptop, and desktop. It has a desktop environment which can be quickly switched to a tablet mode for use with a touchscreen, and almost every new Windows desktop and laptop nowadays features a touchscreen. This provides an extra dimension to how you interact with your computer and opens up additional productivity possibilities. Apple, on the other hand, have opted to go with two completely different operating systems, iOS for the iPhone and iPad, and of course OS X on their Mac computers. OS X simply doesn't provide touchscreen capabilities as a means of interacting with your Mac. None of their computers, from the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, and iMac, include a touchscreen. In my view, this makes OS X El Capitan feel dated out of the box when compared to Windows 10. Perhaps it's time that an iOS-style UI layer was enabled on top of OS X and Macs began shipping with touchscreens, because it feels like Apple are neglecting the Mac and it's in danger of falling far behind. So, what are your thoughts on this? Which OS do you believe is winning the war, and should Apple introduce touchscreen capabilities to the Mac? Leave your comments below. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.